Hey guys, we're back again. We ended up getting a lot of life the last time, and I'm hoping and praying that we do not mess this up again. So let's continue from the last episode. After a night of bad dreams, you follow Lavinia and Uncle John up to your dining hall. According to your uncle, Thomas showed no improvement until around 3 in the morning when he finally fell asleep. Though passenger crowds in the dining hall, the room is quiet. Anyone who speaks does so in hushed tones, as though embarrassed to be heard. From the little you overhear, you gather that word of the disappearances among the steerage passengers have become common knowledge. Dr. Litchfield sits down beside Uncle John. He nods a greeting to each of you, but seems to be just as anxious as the others. All right, chat. You already know how I feel about Dr. Litchfield. I don't like him at all. I can't deal with him. But he might be sincere in his anxiousness. Once everyone is settled, the captain stands. He taps the side of his glass with his knife, though every eye is already on him. I'm sure by now you've all heard the rumors. His voice booms throughout the spacious hall. I will assure you that the White Star Line takes passenger safety very seriously. Wait, I thought they were on the Britannica. Oh, you know what? That might be I guess that might be the security people, White Star Line. Maybe, who knows? The captain clears his throat. The disappearances are under investigation. There is no need for concern at this time, but nevertheless, precautions will be taken. Once you've all finished your breakfast, you are asked to return to your cabins. What a smart captain. Thanks, sir. A distasteful murmur rises from the passengers. The captain raises his hands for silence. The Britannica is expected to arrive in port tomorrow. Until then, all passengers are asked to remain in their cabins. Third class passengers will be relocated to the cabin in tourist class dining hall for the remainder of the voyage. Your meals will be brought to you. Damn, that's some spiffy service. They must be rich with money. Another murmur of dissent, this time a bit louder. I remind you all that these measures are for your own safety and are not likely to be necessary for more than 24 hours. Thank you. Oh, we love a man who puts his foot down. Thank you, Mr. Captain. Breakfast is served after the speech, but most of the other passengers seem to be picking at their food. Hushed conversations and nervous laughs crop from from time to time, but the atmosphere remains tense. Terribly inconvenient, Litchfield says quietly. Probably for the best, though, if the rumors are true. They are true. They are. I don't understand. So, last episode, we learned about the disappearances of a couple of people on this ship. And one of the passengers' wives ended up being, we think she got unalived. Um, but we're not too sure. We just can't find her. So we're trying to figure out what's going on. Mm. What have you heard? Your voice sounds a little too loud. Litchfield spears a sausage with his fork. Several of the third class passengers have gone missing. Damn! Okay, so last time there was a little bit of passengers, and now we got a whole lot of people getting missing. I dog, I don't understand. I'm getting irritated because I'm pretty sure that this all has to do with that idol that we have in our room tucked somewhere. They just vanished in the night, no explanation so far, but it would seem that there are a few ideas floating around. What sort of ideas? Absurd notions, he sighs. Some strange illness that the captain is covering up, or a link to those attacks in New York if you're at all familiar with them. Mm. So what happened in New York, if you don't remember, We got attacked by the unalived. I want to call them zombies, but they're not really zombies. But we met them in Central Park in New York, and we had to blast them with our magic, and we unalived two of them. I'm not sure if there are many more because we haven't seen any more yet. Any number of tragic ends, Litchfield smirks. Funny how much fantasy can grow from the barest of facts. I cannot stand this man. I'm gonna keep saying this until we're done playing. I cannot stand Dr. Litchfield. I feel like he's a creeper. I feel like he's probably working under the people that we're trying to stop them from doing stuff. I'm getting really irritated with him. He frowns. How thoughtless of me. Your friend disappeared as well, didn't he? No, Dr. Litchfield. We actually found him. Thank you very much for asking. He's fine, you say. Just needed some time to himself. Really? Litchfield smiles. Well, that's how fortunate. Perhaps all of this is just hysteria. All right, chat. So, again, I don't trust Dr. Litchfield as far as I can freaking throw him. I don't trust this man at all. He approaches us when we all first get on this boat, and he's like, "Oh, hi, you must be John, whatever the heck his name was. I read all about your article and your publishments and blah 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 ski. No, no, I don't trust this man at all. I don't." And the fact that he tells us, I think in one or two episodes, "Oh, my cat wants to say, hey, I need something from you. Can you get it?" Sir, sir, I don't trust him. Not at all. The rest of the meal goes on in uncomfortable silence. When you've eaten all you care to, you put a plate together for Thomas, say goodbye to Dr. Litchfield, then return to the cabins with Uncle John and Lavinia. You leave the food on the table in the men's cabin. Thomas is still asleep, curled in a ball. Aside from the occasional twitch, he seems peaceful. Aww, I'm so glad he's doing okay. You join Lavinia and Uncle John at the table in your cabin. Do you think he'll be all right? Lavinia nods. I'm a little more concerned about the content of the visions. They were accurate enough in New York. Oh, right. They sure were. Because he was talking about the undead there. And now he's saying that there's undead in the ship that we're in. So we we might learn a little more. We might learn a little more about him. And there is always a measure of uncertainty with these things. Uncle John adjusts his glasses. The increased security may put a stop to the disappearances if they are linked to what he's seen. At this point, I'm sure they are, says Lavinia. I've always had a bit more faith in divination than you have, though. Oh, damn. Maybe the two are linked, you say. He did say the undead would rise, and I'm sure the people I encountered in Central Park were already unalive. No disappearances there, though, says Lavinia. The madman didn't seem the sort to hide the bodies either. Well, of course not. I'm not so sure anymore. Uncle John sits forward. In a city that size, people go missing every day. This is the difference between several missing persons on a ship of just under 1,500 people and a city of several million. They may have just gone unnoticed. Oh, you're right. He sighs. Uncle John does. I'm beginning to think Ruth was right. We should have gotten involved sooner. Conducting any kind of investigation in this environment may well be impossible. I can't really think of any plan that wouldn't end up in us being caught by security. You chew your lower lip for a moment. At worst, we might end up hurting someone. With the new security measures, I doubt any more passengers would go missing. Lavinia gives you a long, considering look. We could use this time to start training, Ruth. Good idea, Uncle John says. There may not be another opportunity like this. There's no telling how fast things will move once we arrive, you say. I'd rather learn what I can while I have the time. Hell yeah, girl. Oop, hey, and we got a checkpoint. You know what that means? If I unalive Ruthie, we can always go back here. But I am hoping that we don't unalive her, because a few episodes ago we terminated her a good 5 or 6 times. It was bad. It was bad. Over the course of the day, Uncle John and Lavinia teaches you the basics of magic. Though you had discovered a lot of these techniques on your own, you learned smarter ways of achieving the same result. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Lavinia, oh, nope. While Uncle John shares the same natural talent for offensive magic as you do, he is much more experienced. He teaches magic as an art, something closely bound to the feeling and emotion. Lavinia, on the other hand, is well educated in a number of disciplines, but has really difficulty operating outside of the box. I feel that. I don't know how to operate outside of the box either. I don't. I'm a stick to the rules type of person. Actually, I should not be like that, but it is what it is. Around early afternoon, Thomas starts shouting again. God, dog it. Lavinia breaks away from the lessons long enough to check on him, but there seems to be no change in his condition. This time, the noise brings attention from the security patrol. The ship's doctor provides Thomas with a mild sedative. As you resume your lessons, Thomas sits near the porthole, staring out into the ocean. He winces from time to time as new visions come to him. Oh, poor kid. Though Thomas tries to communicate any new information he sees, most of it seems to be the same as before: the undead rising, a ship of the unalived. By the end of the day, your mind feels like rubber. Lavinia gives no praise, but you gather from Uncle John that you have done very well. Your best guess is that the truth lies somewhere in between. Oh. Before retiring for the evening, Uncle John gives you a small, well worn book. This may help you, he says. Rather basic spells, but they span a range of disciplines. Most are in Sumerian or Latin. Oh, heck no. Y'all didn't tell me we'd have to learn a different language, too. Kagomi's not good at that. Actually, I'm not that good at learning new languages. We're not. But we'll try. But don't worry so much about pronunciation. Intent is more important, in spite of what some may think. Uncle John, I don't know about all that. I really feel like I should be able to both pronounce these words correctly while having the intent that I need. But if you say so, he cast a meaningful look at Lavinia. She folds her hands in her lap. Is there something wrong with learning to do things the correct way? Yes, ma'am. Is there something wrong with that? He grins at her. Elitist. Oh, the disrespect. You begin to study the book, though the incantations themselves are not anything you understand. The accompanying text is in English. Soon you're asleep. Okay, because I was about to say, oh, guys, we got 2 life points and 3 mana points. So we're at 13 life, we're at 17 mana, and our cool points haven't changed, which is great. You survived your first initiation, your first test, Ruth, says Lavinia. Now it's time for another one. Damn. Okay, it's only been a day since we did our initiation. Well, it's been a couple of days. It's been a couple of days. I'll give Lavinia that. It's been a couple of days. We've had time to eat and we have time to rest. We're fine. Good morning to you too, you say, rubbing your eyes as you sit up in bed. You look over to your uncle, hoping to have elicited a smile, but his face is ashen. Oh. You return your attention back to Lavinia, who is mashing something into the pestle, stirring up an arset odor. Ugh. Not another test, you say. How many trials must I have to join the witch coven? Oh, Jesus, a lot, girl. Lavinia sighs. I'm glad to see you in good humor, Ruth. Unfortunately, this is not a joke. The road ahead is dangerous, and there's no time to take your training at a more prudent pace. Are you gonna drug me again? Send me on another dream I might not wake up from? You point to the pestle and herbs. No need to be dramatic. You'll probably wake up. Jesus! Nah, Lavinia, you can't be playing with my life like that. I better come back to life. I better wake up or we're gonna have some problems. Probably, you say. Uncle John, I've been having by far the most exciting summer of my life. But if my mother knew what you had in store for me, you let your senses trail off. Oh, chat, I forgot about her mother. I forgot her mother is still in Boston? Right. Her mother is still in Boston. So her mom doesn't know anything that's going on right now. Holy crap. I am just in shock. But that's all right. No one planned this, Ruth, says your uncle as he adjusts his glasses. To prepare you, to allow you to keep yourself safe, Lavinia and I have decided more extreme instruction is needed. That said, you don't need to do this. I can send you back on the next ship and arrange for. I'm not leaving you, you interrupt. I just enjoy making a fuss once in a while. Ruth, oh my lord. We love you, Ruth. We love you so much. You're so fun. You give your uncle your most disarming smile, the one you used to use, like when he caught you throwing his prize garden tomatoes at the neighbor boys a few summers ago. So, where am I going today? You ask. It depends on which tutor finds you, says Lavinia. What the hell do you mean, which tutor finds us? Tutor? Yes, think of it as your magical instructor. He, she, or it could be anything imaginable. There are infinite spirits in the universe, infinite universes for that matter, says Lavinia. Oh, wow. So a magic spirit will find me by chance? Not by random chance exactly, says your uncle. When we initiate the ritual, your soul will call and another will answer. It cannot be predicted who or what will answer the summons. However, it will be one that is attracted to you. Oh, guys, this is kind of scary. Attracted, you say, like, not romantically, dear, says Lavinia. Probably. There's that word again, you say with a sigh. You'll do fine, says your uncle. His voice is confident, but his smile is forced. You shrug and take a seat. You begin to meditate like your uncle showed you in order to clear your mind for whatever lies ahead. However, you find it difficult with all the chanting and strange odors in the room. Some minutes later, Lavinia offers you the steamy concoction. Ugh. You hold your nose and gulp it down as quickly as you can. Nevertheless, you nearly throw up. Girl, I don't blame you. That shit sounds nasty. Soon your vision begins to blur and you can hear and feel your heartbeat like a great kettle drum. Uh-oh. It's all you manage before you black out. Wow. Okay. Guys, what a wow. That was that was crazy. That was really crazy. Ugh. I just mm-mm, I don't I I'm so I'm so I'm just in awe. Like so much has happened in two chapters. So much. And I don't understand. But we'll find out what we're going to go through in the next episode. And as always, chat, I hope you have a fantastic day and we will catch you all later. Au revoir.